Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Union Streamcast. And once again, with me is Kat. Kat, how you doing?
Do you notice anything different?
Totally different hair color, I see.
Yeah, going back to blonde instead of back to black.
Okay. Is that your original color?
I'm close to it, like the strawberry blondish.
Okay.
But, so it'll take like one more time to get it, like where I was like platinum blonde for 5-6 years.
Wow.
So it's a process, but I'm going through it.
So I wanted to say a real quick thank you to everybody that showed up to the Magnetar / Rock and Roll Union tribute night. It was our first one out the bat. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was our first one out the gate due to the ice storm that postponed the first one. And these were tributes to Whitesnake and Guns N' Roses, Paradise Rose, and Slip of the Tongue. Both great bands gave it hell, man. Really, man, if you guys weren't out there, you missed something special. So, but anyway, another touch from our sponsor, Rosenfeld Dental Associates. Big shout out to them.
What's up, Rock Doc?
You can go ahead and rock your smile with the Rock Doc. Dave Rosenfeld voted one of the top Jersey dentists of 2021. Let them know that Rock and Roll Union and CT and Kat sent you, and they'll hook you up, guys. They'll give you a great discount, and they're located at 1095 Inman Avenue in Edison, and you can find them online at www.njsmile.com. Guys, like I said, if you need that dental work, make sure you check them out.
Speaking of, 2 more root canals tomorrow.
Oh, God. We have a hell of a show for you guys this evening. We have, first up, a killer new metal band that just dropped a new album, their debut album, about a month ago. Really excited to talk to these gents. And Satori, and then after them, we'll be talking to Christina Avila, who is a East Coast promoter and doing a lot of work with West Coast groups and doing all kinds of stuff with them once they come over. But guys, it is my pleasure right now to introduce to you guys Satori. Here is Andy and my boy Rod. Me and Rod go back a long ways. Bringing them on now, guys.
Hey, hello everybody. Thanks for having us on, Chris. Yeah, it's been a long time.
1 second.
Going back to Paradise Rose.
I don't know.
Where'd he go? There you go.
There you go.
All right. Wait. I'm getting dizzy, CT.
We are having an issue here. I don't understand what is going on with my feed right now. Guys, and Satori, please hold tight for a second. I'm trying to... There we go. Well, he was there for a brief second. I think we got Andy back now. And I'm bringing on Rod now.
Whatever you just did.
Yep.
I think we should be good.
I'm here.
I feel like we were the Brady Bunch for a minute.
Really? Wow.
Guys, this space age technology, man, I'm telling you. They should be on right now.
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, we're here.
They're here. You can't see them?
I can't see them, but if they're on board, man.
Well, Chris, you already know
what is up with my screen? But can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't hear.
Can you guys see? Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. I can see you. I can see CT. I can see everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, now we lost.
Now I don't see the host.
now we got CT.
Now I see all of you.
So sorry for this, guys, man. Like I still can't hear everybody. Still can't see everybody. Hold on for one.
Maybe
Let's see.
Maybe a glitch. Maybe a glitch in the matrix.
Right?
All I see is you and me now, Kat.
Hi, Rob. Oh, there's Panda. The town.
Okay.
Now it says I have.
Hi, Panda.
Christopher, don't touch any buttons.
Don't touch
Everybody's there.
I love you, Panda.
here.
Yeah, Panda to the rescue.
The technical expert. Thank you, Panda.
Y'all
Listen
so
to the
welcome.
panda.
Sometimes you need a little panda in your life.
I don't
There you
see
go.
anybody.
The boss fixed it.
Exactly.
We can hear you, Chris. Go ahead and talk.
I
Yeah,
am
you're good.
so glad that I have Panda by my side, man. I did this last week, and man, was it a massacre. But
It wasn't that bad.
big shout out to our producer, Panda. Love you, sweetheart. My wife,
Love you, Pandy.
every good guy is a better woman, so thank God for that. But Andy and Rod, I wanted to welcome you guys on board.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you for having us.
Man, wanted to touch base. I know the album just came out in January,
Mhm.
and totally floored by it. I had the privilege to talk to you guys on my radio show before
Yes, I remember. Yes.
went away with that. But what's going on with the new album? How's everything as far as the release is concerned? And
Well, thank God everything is great. I mean, it's being already sold out in many stores across the U.S. People went there to buy the album, and actually they restocking it, so that's a good thing. It's being sold out pretty much by the first month.
That is unheard of these days. That's great.
Yes, and we've been having like reviews worldwide, and they are about 90-80% positive reviews. So which is wonderful, for that. But definitely, I'd like to thank all our fans for the love and support. I mean, the album's been already sold out. So, and that's just the CD. The label is studying the possibility maybe by the end of the year to release that on vinyl as well. So,
Awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so they're doing a lot of divulgation. They're still working on the marketing campaign for the album, because that's how it starts if you want to go on tour, So
yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I have to say, it's been really, really fantastic. I mean, I have nothing to complain about.
Yep, we've been getting reviews from Europe, South America.
Yep.
We got a really nice write-up in a Norwegian magazine.
Yep.
And as Andy said, it's been really, for the most part, pretty positive. And I'm just glad that people like what we're doing.
Yeah, I forgot to just say that. But yeah, we've been as well featured in a magazine in, what is the country?
Norway,
yeah, in a real magazine, not internet magazine. Proper
real print, proper.
Yeah, real print. Yeah, and they even send me an email with a copy of the magazine so I can look at. But I don't speak their language, so.
Andy, I was going to mention that I have a lot of Norwegian friends, and I sent them to translate. It was a good review.
Oh, really?
They liked what we were doing. They had a little bit of our bio. They had a little bit for the press package, and
cool.
They were pretty positive over it.
Awesome. See, I mean, it's been fantastic. I mean, I have nothing to complain. And Rock Shots is being a wonderful label, which is hard to find these days.
Yeah.
You have your big labels, they give you a shot, but you're like, okay, it's like, yeah. And then you have the little ones they can't really do a lot for you. So Rock Shot can, and they want to do it. They like the material from the get-go. So, I mean, we're blessed. We've been blessed, I have to say, It's been fantastic.
Is it a European label, Rock Shot?
Yeah.
Or is it American? And so the setup's different for labels in Europe, right? Different from America?
Yes and no. I mean, label is old school. They sign you the release. They're supposed to put the album at the stores, promote you to sell. Some help you to tour, some don't. So the principle is still the same, but something I learned when I was living in London, they offered me a shot to Sanctuary Music Management. The only reason they didn't hire me at the time because they didn't like the singer I had. But they told me they still work the same way they started in the 60s. You come to them with a material, they will sit, they will listen. If they like, they offer you something. If they don't, they don't. But it's not like, you have to beg or have somebody to send No, you can even walk to them and say, hey, can I leave this with you? A&R, please? Oh, it's a demo. Oh, okay, yeah. They sit and they listen.
Wow.
And what you have to like about rock shots, they have such a wide variety of different hard rock and heavy metal bands.
Oh, yes.
So it's good to know that they're really into the music and all of the different types of music in our job. And they got some beautiful bands that they're representing, and I actually feel pretty privileged.
Oh, yeah, Rock Shots is an amazing label, and actually they started as a management company, which is good because so they have the connections that can help us to them go on tour when the time is right. So that was a given.
So how soon after you guys started putting some music together did the label did you guys connect with the label?
Well, see, let me see. We finished the mastering. Then I would say I start contacting labels, sending material, send the master copy of the album with a proper package, a promo package, some online, some by mail. So until they gave me an answer, 3 labels contacted me, but Rock Shots had the best deal, But I would say about 2.5 months.
Wow.
To get
it was really, I was surprised that it was that good. I figured a lot of labels are going to take time. I'm sure they have a ton of material, and they seemed pretty positive right off the bat for first contact with us.
Yeah. So 3 labels offered, and then but Rock Shot was the best deal. The other 2 they will not be able to really do as much as I expected or as much as Rock Shots could, So I mean, I want to have my CD at the store, not buy on their website or kind of stuff like that. So I ended up signing with them.
Right,
but 3 deals were offered, but it took about 2.5 months. So we'd say 3 with the finalizing, signing the contract. I would say 3 months we're signed.
Wow. That's fast.
Yeah, I can't complain about that.
Really, it was funny because I remember when Andy contacted
Now,
me.
are you guys looking?
It's like,
are you guys looking at a definite time to get out there?
Sorry, I beg your pardon?
You guys we're having an audio problem, CT. Rod was saying something and
No, it's good, Chris. You got cut out. What were you saying?
yeah, you got cut out.
So I know you guys are gearing up to do some live shows of this new album. How soon are you guys looking to get out there? Is there any plans in the works as far as touring or anything?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, I want to go there as soon as possible. So hopefully, if the way the album is going, so hopefully by the summertime, we can take the road, and because see, depends on the company, depends on the management or the booking agent. Usually, popular. If they toss you on a tour, then they're going to be open for somebody. So it's a lot to discuss, and takes 3 months to prepare a tour, really.
Yeah.
So it's really now I'm holding on to the label because they're the ones with the contacts, and they want to wait a little bit to see, how good the album is going to them. Make an offer or tell me who I'm supposed to talk to, but we've been already discussing that. So hopefully, still this year we can, take the road. So probably by the middle of the year, I'm calculating, what it can change, and it can be later, it can be sooner, It's
And
really,
Rod, you were going to say something before?
No, nothing. I was just saying Andy got in touch with me about doing this a while ago. And we just really worked on the music and went in the studio, recorded, and I was like, wow, that was fast. We got really positive feedback, and we got a deal in a couple months. At this point in my life, I wasn't expecting it, but I'm not complaining.
Hey, it's the dream, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a long work. I mean, it's a dream come true in a certain way. Yeah, but trust me, it's a lot of work because
it's the beginning.
to be established as a working musician or a signed artist, that's just the beginning. But luckily, I always playing ahead of the game, so I'm always composing and producing. I already have the second album completely done.
Yeah, wow. You sent me the scratch tracks about a month and a half ago. So
I'm always composing. You always have to have songs, and when you get an inspiration, I always have my guitar in my hand. So you got an inspiration recorded, then okay, this is a song. Okay, let me finish this. Boom, then okay, I've put it in the fourth album, but at least I have plenty I can pick. That's the way it works. Instead of, hey, you had to compose one more song, even if you like it, because you need one more song for the finish the album. And see, I don't like that. I don't like to compose songs just to fill it up. I like to compose what I like because I like to play what I compose. So I really don't compose. Yeah, I don't compose music just to fill it up. Like a sausage, you need to fill it up. So toss anything in there, toss some pork. I don't like that. So to avoid that, I have an inspiration. I'm always composing. And I use the old school microphone tape deck. I save their riff, then I go to my digital studio, add more tracks, or boom, I have an old song. So always composing. I mean, you should be always composing, even if you're not going to release. Okay, I have plenty enough for this new album, but I have more songs. Well, this fits better, and I'm going to save this for another album. But you better have more than don't have any. So you get pressure, then you end up with something you don't like because you have to, because they wanted at least 8 or 10 songs or 45 minutes, and you have to, then you end up being, I mean, it's not, I don't get satisfied with stuff like that, it makes me really, because I'm perfectionist, so.
It's funny, my friend who was in a band called Fantastic back in the early 90s said, the thing is, the first record is always good because you have so long to write it. Yeah. Then the second one, you have to get everything done in a year. So
it's always your sophomore album. That's what everybody bases everything on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but but that's I don't like that. So I'm always composing regardless, because you have an inspiration. I'm writing, then I start with the guitar, then the melodies come, then the idea for the lyrics come, and boom, when just go one more, great. There's no pressure, So it's in your heart. So better music's the one that comes from your heart, not from pressure, So.
It was funny when we were we always try to do our homework before the show and listen to what you guys put out there. And Kat says to me, she says they kind of sound Iron Maiden-ish. And I was like, well, the funny thing with Rod,
I had no idea. I had no clue.
No,
I was like,
this is not Iron Maiden at all. I mean,
I feel like it influence, not
you
sounds.
can definitely tell the influences of classic metal in there.
Classic metal, and I think just came to mind.
There's a traditional power metal. It has influence from classical music, but and so is every good metal band. It's influence from classical. As a standard. But really, believe it or not, there's no Iron Maiden bass on none of these songs. Before you say anything about Rod.
Well, that Steve's still my main influence. I guess it always shines through. And it's funny because one thing I really like from the reviews, a lot of people like, the guitar soloing, the neoclassical influence is great, but what a lot of people liked is the most important things are the songs. And no matter what, a good song is what people want. And musicianship, the soloing, everything else, that complements writing a good song. And I like the fact that so many people said it's not just shredding all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's really an effort on composition.
Well, see, that comes from my influence from Mozart. See, Mozart is the one who at that time created that. Mozart is still to this day the most technical musician ever, but he created very technical, commercial, and still melodical music. So well that you can go outside and whistle a couple notes and, I heard that before. Yeah, but he was the most technical musician ever. But see, and that was my idea. Not compose just based, I'm a classical trained guitar player, so it's going to be me, and the rest just follow in the background. I don't like that. I like to compose songs that everybody follows the same pattern. So it's not just my guitar that is technical. It's going to be the vocal, the bass, the drums. They're all going to follow the same pattern, So, and it's still going to have to be melodical and commercial because music is art. You want to sit and listen to something that is pleasant to your ears, not something like, that's nice, but it's too much. It's kind of repetitive. It's just him again. You don't want that. And that's the biggest influence I have is from Mozart because he's the one who created that style of music. It's three simple words: technical, melodical, and commercial. That's the idea.
Now, as far as the lyrics are concerned, and that area is concerned, one of the things that I feel as a classic metalhead was we always had things like the big giant spiders or the monsters that are taking over, or dragons or something like really epic like that. But then it felt like rock and metal started getting more political and more like real life. But to me, the fun was always those kind of like otherworldly elements. What do you pull from as far as lyrics are concerned?
Well, see, I write about usually positive things. I don't use no political content, sexual or hate, or So I usually compose music like try to make it better. Don't get yourself an evil heart. I mean, be a better person, not to just yourself, but to others. And usually sometimes I use a little mysticism, like Through the Eyes of My Soul is a spiritual song, really. What I'm talking about here is yourself when your soul goes out of you and you flying over the rainbows and sitting at the stars. So it's pretty much that. And about movies, like Battle in the Distant Lands is pretty much about Braveheart. It's the whole story of William Wallace.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what is. If you pay attention, the lyrics is pretty much that. I love Braveheart. And when I watched the movie the first time, I mean, the lyrics just came right up to me and I started writing. That's why I call Battle in the Distant Lands. Yeah.
Definitely have to go back and listen to that one again to get the interpretation.
If you start reading well, thinking about the movie, you can see part I tell is a part of the movie. And that's about that. And but I use some easy scenes like One Distant Heart. A woman may have the key burning deep in your mind. So I use some metaphorics like that. But everything very, in terms of fantasy, you still have to be positive, I like to compose only about positive things because nobody wants to go to a show and be reminded to hate your
right.
neighbor. You don't want to go to a concert and people with lyrics like hate your parents, hate the system, hate this, hate that. I mean, music is art. Art is pleasure. You're supposed to, I like to enjoy this, not like, oh yeah, I'm going to go now and shoot my neighbor. Come on now, I know. We go to these concerts and people get angry. Who goes to a concert to get angry?
Well, I wanted. It's nice to be involved in something where, politics, we're divided enough about politics as it is.
Yeah.
Right.
We're way divided, not only here, but everything that's going on. And it's good and it's nice to be doing stuff that doesn't matter what your personal political beliefs are, your religious beliefs, whatever. It's more about the music and it's more about enjoying heavy metal and enjoying the music, the emotion. So to me, it's actually nice not having to deal with things being about politics.
Yeah.
That's you want to enjoy yourself. When you go watch a concert or listen to music, you don't stuff because everything becomes vibes. So you listen to a vinyl, but all the lyrics is about political racism or anger. I mean, you can't expect yourself to sit and enjoy that, and feel like you're gonna wake up and say, "Hey, I want to hug everybody around." I mean, that's part of the way. So that's why don't.
Hey, hey, what's that on the street?
That one, this guys. Well, this song, I forgot. Another thing I sometimes write to is personal experiences in my life. Devil in Disguise was about a guy who's supposed to be a friend of mine many, many years ago. It turned to be he wasn't really a friend. He was a devil in disguise. So I do write about personal experiences sometimes, like From Hell to Heaven is another personal experience. Like you always tell me I was wrong, but I say, no, I'm going to make it. I'm right. And so that's involving in personal, but in a good way. Nothing like really I'm going to kill you or anything like that.
So
like some people, I'm going
to
crack and burn you and burn your soul, and no, not that way.
But that's so funny when you just told me the story about Devil in Disguise, what the background was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, damn, I remember the first time I read these lyrics. It sounds like my old girlfriend. One thing I know is it's open. There's a certain amount of open for interpretation, which I think gives people, because we've all been through that, whether it's somebody that hurt you in a relationship, a friend, a family member. It's like the way it's written, it's really universal. Whatever applies to your personal, it's like looking at a piece of a painting. Everybody's going to get something different out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's about my personal experience, but it's for everybody, because most people, unfortunately, in their lifetime end up meeting a devil in disguise. You know, somebody is supposed to be a brother to you, and you fought, but not him. Exactly, he was not feeling the same way, but you fought it, and you know, so pretty much a lot of people into the same experience, I'm sure. Unfortunately, but you know.
But Andy, I wanted to ask you, as far as influences are concerned, I know you brought up Mozart. What are some of your other influences as far as rock is concerned, or other areas of music that you really kind of got into growing up?
Well, to be honest, I mean, in terms of influence, it's hard because, I mean, of course, I love Deep Purple and Rainbow, but pretty much my biggest, my favorite band actually is Uriah Heep.
Oh, you're right. He's awesome.
I listen a lot to Uriah Heep. And I love the classics, you know, Black Sabbath. I listen to the old stuff. I mean, there's some newer stuff. I mean, I love Tony Martin with Black Sabbath. I mean, I think it's phenomenal. But, you know, I'm like certain bands, the new stuff they do are kind of, you know, I like listen always to the old stuff they did, you know, and but it's kind of hard in terms of influence, because I grew up, my goodness, listening to Bark at the Moon, Deep Purple, you know, Mob Rules, you know, and like my goodness, I grew up all on that. So, and I listen a lot to this kind of stuff. And I have vinyl. I listen to vinyl, and I have a lot of vinyls. I know, but like the most that I do is that Saxon is another band I love.
Saxon,
Saxon is, I think, is a phenomenal traditional heavy metal band. And some Iron Maiden, not very big into Iron Maiden really, but I love Power Slave. That's my favorite album. You know, I mean, definitely. Not very big into the new Iron Maiden, to be honest, but Brave New World, I think that was a good comeback. And, you know, but stuff like that. And, but see, I'm very, yes? No, but I'm very, I listen to what I like. So, I mean, Queen, there's one or two songs that I love, but I'm not into Queen. But I will listen to that, you know. I'm kind of.
I'm surprised by that.
Well, see, all the harmonies that you hear in my music is pretty much based on the Uriah Heep. They came before Queen, and they came with this vocals after vocals and after vocals. But everybody, Queen. Queen is a great band, but they didn't start that. Say people, Queen, vocals, Queen. No, Uriah Heep. You know, just listen to the first album. I mean, my goodness, I have it. Phenomenal harmonies, you know, and before even Queen was thinking about that. But of course, Queen's a great band, but it's a matter of
I'm gonna go back and listen to that now. You're like making a list over here.
You know, like everything's a matter of taste. I mean, like Rush is a phenomenal band. Not into that, but there's a couple of songs that I love. You know.
See, I'm not a Rush fan, and everybody
accuse
me for it. I'm just like, I just never got into them. I don't know why. I mean, they're amazing.
That was it. It's like after movie, I like the old Rush. Obviously, he's a bass player. Love old Rush, but everything after movie pictures, it just seemed to get lost.
It went way too commercial. Yeah. Then to moving pictures. Yes. I mean, but if you get the spirit of the radio or before they have very killer tunes. I mean, but so it's
wonderful musicians. I just don't.
I think Rush was one of those bands that, regardless of your musical taste, you still had to kind of respect them.
Yes,
because
absolutely,
I was never fully into Rush. I'm like you, Andy. I had a couple songs that I liked, but I still had a lot of respect for what they did to the industry, their musicianship and things along that line. But Rod, same question. What I personally know, but if you could share with our viewers some of your musical influence.
Don't say Iron Maiden.
Taste.
Well, obviously I'm big into Iron Maiden. I also love Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, your Deep Purple, love, all your basics like your Godfathers. I love a lot of stuff like Halloween. I love the bass playing.
Halloween, yes.
Incredible bass player. Even though I thought it was a little campy, the music that King Diamond and Merciful Fate as far as from a musical standpoint. I thought
King Diamond, I mean, the first album was, yes, phenomenal.
Love Saxon. I did not know you were a big Saxon fan. Great.
Yeah, I love Saxon.
I'm also, I like classical. I'm more, I would say, more Bach than Mozart, even though I do like Mozart. My dad was a huge classical music head. So, I've been to the opera, the ballet. My dad has about 1,000 classical CDs, if not more.
That's the way to go. You can't get wrong with that.
Yep.
What about like Chopin? Are you a Chopin fan?
I do love Tchaikovsky.
I'm very radical. I'm into classical Baroque music. I really do not like contemporary nor modern classical music. So you Chopin and Liszt. I'm like, it's more melody and less technique. I kind of with the Baroque. It means technical, but like Mozart, commercial, melodic at the same time. But I'm really not into the other genres that came after. Beethoven is pretty much one of your last Baroque composers. He was already flirting with contemporary classical music, So one of the last ones would be Beethoven, which I like Beethoven myself, but kind of. Yeah.
So I gotta ask you guys, Rod. I know you've come to me with like bands from all over the world. You got a list of like bands I've never heard of that are really, really awesome bands. Andy, I'm sure you could do the same thing. What are some bands that you guys would suggest people listen to that they might not know who they are here?
Lost Horizon.
I know Lost Horizon.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
But they're not that popular. But Lost Horizon, I would say. Stratovarius.
Oh, great band. Power Wolf, Glory Hammer. Love those two bands. Glory Hammer, great band. Awesome. Two CDs literally are gigantic, like symphonic, almost like King Arthur versus Star Wars. 2 CDs out. Really great. The keyboard player is the lead singer for, oh my God, now pirate band, Ailstorm.
No way.
Yes, he's a keyboard player too.
Yeah, he can tell you more about underground bands than I can. Trust me.
Well, Hailstorm's crazy. They're so technically trained, like it's out of this world, and you wouldn't know that. But some of their stuff gets a little melodic for me. I'm glad they mixed it up lately.
So my last question for you guys before we play your video, and I wanted once again to thank you guys for coming on.
Many thanks indeed for having us.
Where do people? I've been on your show a lot. So.
Oh, dude, you've been with me from the very beginning.
It's my first time.
Oh.
What would you? Where can people go about to hear Satori? Get a hold of the music. Get a hold of what you guys are up to as far as website or social media or things like that are concerned.
Well, right now, it's pretty much a Facebook band page or Reverb Nation. You can go to reverbnation.com/Satori. There'll be updates, but very soon I'll be opening an official website. So everything will be transferred to this website, and then people can, But right now, we can go on Facebook band page Satori, or you can go to the reverbnation.com /Andy Satori or Satori, and there'll be updates there, like whatever, tour dates and stuff like that. And the rest you see online anywhere. I mean, there'll be a marketing campaign for that, And the album, you can get at Walmart, Tower Records, any local store. I mean, if they don't have in stock, they can order by the catalog. So
I think you could order for the record company too. You could order directly from Rob.
Oh, you can, but then it's coming from Italy. I mean, you might just go to online Walmart and order right here.
And for the streamers, or Spotify, Apple, there's all.
Yeah,
All
that's
the
the digital version. If you want to hear it online, But if you want the physical copy, with all the art graphic, the booklet, and blah blah blah, then yeah.
Correct.
And you
I
said
know
it's going
I'm
to come
waiting
out
for
on
that vinyl, man.
vinyl. I was just
That'd be great.
jinx. I'm waiting for the vinyl. I grew
I
up
can't wait.
vinyl.
Me either.
Everything sounds better.
Oh yeah, no, vinyl is everything I listen is on vinyl. CD
Yeah,
is
same.
just the more commercial
Me too.
standard because vinyl is coming back big time, but not everybody has a turntable. Which really,
If I'm
can
not
get
listening,
$30 at the
if I'm
Walmart
not in
now.
the car, I got vinyl on.
Yeah. Car or
Well.
vinyl at home. Me and CT are simpatico like that.
See, the vinyl lasts you forever. A CD has a time life, like a cassette, but a
Like
vinyl will last you forever.
Yeah.
Huh?
But my car doesn't even have a CD player.
I know,
Really?
you need to buy a vinyl player.
Do you have like a vinyl player set up on your passenger seat, like hooked in
That would be
somehow?
awesome. I just, really have to make sure I'm on smooth roads.
So I was gonna say, don't hit any bumps. No speed bumps.
I'm so glad I grew up with cassette in my car. I had no idea.
So, guys, thank you so much.
Thank
We're going to
you,
go ahead
brother.
and play
Thank
this
you.
video. You guys rock. Please keep us up to date with everything, Rod. I know you will.
Of course.
We will actually see Rod next week when the Ancient Mariners come on. That was totally not planned that way, but it just fell that way. But Andy, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much indeed.
Both you guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you
guys.
too. Nice to meet you all.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So here we are with the video. This is a lyric video from Satori. Waiting for, I think we're good.
Buffering.
Oh, man.
I had it on mute, but I'm waiting for
There.
you. There you go. No noise, no sound. Thank you, Panda.
So that was Satori, guys. You can check them out on Spotify, YouTube, and other areas. And guys, really excited to see what these guys do up and coming, and wait and see where they go from here. It is my pleasure now. A person that I recently reconnected with, she's been doing some really impressive work, working with some really cool people, and wanted to bring her onto the show. This is East Coast promoter Christina Avila. Christina, how you doing?
Take your mute off.
Her. Oh, yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Christina.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing okay. How are you?
Good. So, promotions is something that you kind of got into, like me, later on in life. I mean, it wasn't like we were doing it at 19, 20 years old. What got you into it? What made you want to dive into that world and do what you do?
Well, I lost my dad 11 years ago. He was from Cuba, and music was always a big thing. So I wanted to do something in his memory. And then I recently lost my mom almost 2 years ago, not because of COVID, but again, music was always big in my family. So I wanted to honor it to the both of them. And music was always a big part of my family.
So how did it start? How did you first get involved with that?
The first band that I worked with was from London. They were called Guilts and Pleasures. Unfortunately, disbanded. Another band called Heaven's Basement. They disbanded also from London. Then I started working with some local bands here, and I learned a lot, what not to do, what to do. But then as I was going through the process, I learned a lot about, I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to make an impression. And in life, you can't do that. You have to be yourself, no matter what. And so I took a break. Then I tried to fit into the LA scene. Well, that didn't go well at all. But I went to see this gentleman named Ted Poley, who
Ted Poley, yeah, man.
holiday show with my buddy Ian Chris from Rock Candy. And Ian reached out to me and invited me. And because of Ian, I got to have Rick Fox, the original bass player from Wasp, as one of my mentors from 5 years ago. So he's been really helping me. And he's the original bass player from Wasp.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know about that. He was the one that named the band Wasp with Blackie Lawless in his home. After he moved from New York to LA, he started in Wasp. And then he joined Steeler with Ronnie Keel and Yngwie Malmsteen. And he was recently moved out of California. They left somewhere else, and I've been in contact with him, and he's been in contact with me. He's a great guy named Roy Costin from this band Love Bone.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous guy, tremendous mentor. That led me to Ronnie Robson.
Ronnie's a good friend, man. Ronnie's
awesome. I love working with him, too. With Roy, I became his assistant manager and his East Coast promoter. Apparently, there was someone that I was working with that he knew. So he reached out to me, and I thought, oh my gosh, first time someone's asking me. So we've been hitting it off for the last 2 years. It's been incredible. I got to meet him last summer at a Guitar Day show, and Ronnie Monroe was there from Metal Church in Trans-Siberian.
Oh yeah.
And I got to meet him. We took pictures, the nicest guy. Then, I guess right after I lost my mom, I heard about this Renaissance Rock Orchestra. I saw advertisements, and I love the music. And I kind of, a year ago, reached out to them and said, do you guys need a promoter? I'm really interested in your music. Lord and behold, it's been a whole year. I got my Renaissance Rock Orchestra t-shirt tonight. I don't know if anyone can see it, but I am wearing it.
Very cool. Yes.
They are awesome. Greg Fox is a composer, writer, producer for the band. And I've learned so much from him. Keyboardist, and I'm working with a band from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm part Cuban and I speak Spanish. It's always been a dream of mine to work with a Hispanic band. So they've been wonderful since I lost my mom too. And so many bands. The list goes on and on. But that's what's been done.
That's like holy resume. Like, phew.
Going back to Renaissance Rock Orchestra, Kat, this is a band that started off with it killed me when I talked to Greg because he had talked about they had landed their residency at a casino in Vegas.
Okay.
That they were ready when COVID hit.
Oh.
This band is consisted of like all-stars. Mm-hmm. Christina, could you like go down a little bit of the list of like where these guys come from? And
okay, so Mark Bowles, who's on vocals, sang for Yngwie Malmsteen. Then Tony Alleman, who's in a rock band, is a guitar player. Christian Brady, who's in Hell Yeah. Brian Tishy on drums, who's with Foreigner, and now he's with the Dead Daisies. Greg Smith, the bass player, is with Ted Nugent right now. Alice Cooper. And of course, Greg Fox, the keyboardist, producer, owner, and writer of Renaissance Orchestra. Right now, they're running. I'm going to send you all the link. They are doing a pre-save on their Spotify page, and anyone that follows them is entered into this contest to receive a download of one of their songs by March 10th.
Awesome.
And
very cool.
They need some serious help with the Spotify. They were doing really well, but then all of a sudden Spotify just went down on them.
Yeah, it kind of dropped off.
And the same thing with the YouTube page. They have an EPK that I can send. I'm looking for a booking agency, a touring agency, management agency. I did get them a record label. It's a distribution record label from Florida called Curtain Call Records. Awesome. Very excited about that. And we're looking for other record labels too. But I'm getting them interviews. Greg is the main guy, and he's just terrific. He's such a, blessing to me.
I remember last year I had spoke with Greg, like right as the album was coming out. And yeah, he's really, really cool, down to earth guy. I know I have him scheduled upcoming for one of the Streamcasts. But Greg really knew his thing, man. He really, he's so knowledgeable and so insightful to the industry and what's going on out there. And I remember talking to him when COVID first hit, and he was telling me how dead it was and how nobody on the street, and it's hard to imagine.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to ask you, Christina, as far as traveling, have you done any traveling for this?
No, not yet.
It's so rough now coming out of COVID as far as airlines and everything else is concerned.
Friends of mine, just not to interrupt you, but some friends of mine went to the Monsters of Rock cruise, and they all came back, 5 of them, and they all got COVID. Because people were on top of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just wearing a mask. And
I still wanted to be on that ship. I wanted to go on that cruise, but I was a little leery about it. I was like, isn't that where it all kind of when COVID first hit, wasn't that kind of where it started from, was the cruise ships? And the people, I was like,
people got stuck, and not a good risk to take, I don't think.
Unfortunately, 2 of the people out of the 5 passed away from COVID that I knew. And I was talking to a buddy of mine tonight, who I'm officially endorsed by. I'm endorsed by Greg Fox, Renaissance Rock Orchestra. I'm endorsed by Roy Costin and Lovebone.
Congrats.
I'm officially endorsed by Chris McCoy, who is with this awesome ELO tribute band. I'm also going to be endorsed by Ronnie Robson.
Yes.
And Carlos Arroyo, who's this guitar player from New York, originally, now lives in Orange County, California. I'm the USA manager for this band from Buenos Aires, Argentina. But even these bands and stuff that were supposed to come here, a lot of them are just not coming because of the whole thing now.
Right.
They're scared. They're nervous.
You're like my idol. I'm like, what is it like to be a woman in your position in this industry? Like, I know that you've had to claw like your way in. But
when I
how did you get here? Like,
working with professional people, working with positive, motivating individuals like Roy, Greg, the guys from Aronia, CT, of course, Matt Thomas, this wonderful DJ named Kathleen in Connecticut, all these amazing, the local bands, one particular band, they're called Flannel Clad Masses. They were 90s tribute and beyond, but they've become family to me. Two of the bands were in a cover band when my dad had cancer and my dad passed away called Shiver. And two of the guys were in this 90s band, and we've become family. Awesome man from Rhode Island, called 3 Points of Madness. So many people to thank. Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
But when I first started doing this, I was very insecure. I was very nervous. And I still do have the anxiety and the nervousness, but you have to surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
You have to remember that you're not going to fit in with everyone. You have to just be yourself. And it's hard. And I went through it for years. I took 7 months off when my mom was really sick, just because I want to focus on being with her.
Right.
And I've grown. I still make my mistakes. I'm not perfect. But you just have to surround yourself. Right. You just have to surround yourself with good people. And it's hard to find good people.
Yeah.
You're going to be testing the waters. Unfortunately, I had to drop 5 people I was working with just because of, some drama that happened in the year. But it's okay because I've grown. It's almost like going to school for this.
It is. It's great. Like, I can imagine you remember the days where you were like, oh, that's the chick with the bands. Like, those days. Like, like that's what I'll get. And I'm like trying to remove myself out of those situations. Like, no, I'm not the chick with the band. I'm here to support the band.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
taking a picture with them.
Right. Exactly. You know the look I'm talking about.
Yes. Or even I've gotten the messages and what do you think you are? You're so special. No, I'm not special. I'm just a regular person that's worked my way up.
You worked your ass off, and that's it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring.
Thank you so much.
There's a lot of females that I know that like run the local band circuit and support and promote, and they end up going out, and it's like not fun.
No,
it's like you feel the stigma.
Yeah, and I have.
And it when you surround yourself with those good people, like you said, that starts to shed.
Exactly. I'm wearing my Renaissance Rock Orchestra t-shirt along with my Love Bone t-shirt to a lot of local gigs. And some of these know-it-alls, and I don't want to talk bad about anybody because I'm not that kind of person. But some of these know-it-alls that I've seen, they look at my t-shirt and they're just like, oh, so you're the one promoting them? Yeah. And I just ignore them. I move away.
Move away. Keep on walking.
Yeah.
Like that's why, like, when I met CT, I was like thrilled. He was the first person I met that was like, oh, you're not just like a fangirl. Like, you actually really like local music. Like, you really support these guys. So, like, that's a huge like props to CT and his and Panda both. Like, kind of, they took me in. Like, they took me in. Like, we got to.
To me, one of the biggest poisons that exists out there, and I know that Christina, you've dealt with it. We've talked about it. Is The ego
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's, I've seen ego from people in tribute bands that literally think they are the person that they're tributing.
Right.
And it's like, you're not going to get far with this. You're not getting, this ego is going to hold you back.
Exactly. Well said. I mean, for any band, original, cover, whatever, I've seen it all. I still see it all, and I admit I at times have an ego, but I brag
Not
because I
doing this
work so
business.
hard.
Too. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, if you don't, you
Shark bait.
have to. Yeah, you have to have an edge.
But
You
I
have
do. I try to remember to be humble, to be grateful, to be blessed, to always say thank you. You'll see me posting a lot of thank yous, Kat. If you ever belong on my page, I do a lot of thank yous because musicians are just regular people like myself.
That's right.
Right.
CT too.
I'm always shocked on this show, especially with CT, like the guys from bands that we interview. I'm like, oh my God, these are like the nicest guys, and they're supportive, and like
Yeah.
they listen, and it's refreshing.
Yes.
And it's, CT has a very good grasp on
Yes, he does. She's
who lets
awesome.
in his circle. So it's been like a breath of fresh air. Like,
Yes.
like, oh, I don't have to deal with this asshole anymore, because like I didn't realize there was really good, talented musicians out there that are so nice and just so friendly and personable and talented, like,
Right.
and respect women, which
Exactly.
is hard to find.
Yes, or women that respect likewise too.
Both ways.
Yeah. Yes.
I got shivers.
So, Christina, let me ask you, in the realm of COVID and everything that's been going on with COVID, promotions has been extremely difficult. It's been like, God forbid, it's just been really hectic. Really, how have you been handling the COVID situation, and where do you go from here?
I just try to stay safe. I don't want to surround myself in a big crowd of people because I have a daughter. I work with little kids Monday through Friday. I'm a daycare teacher's assistant for 15 years. So, wash my hands. If I'm sick, really sick, I stay home. But just try not to surround myself with like tons and thousands of people for now. I will get there. Promotions has actually been really good. I'm surprised. People will say to me sometimes, 6 o'clock, you get up in the morning and already you're promoting. Bam. Just because I want to help the musicians out. I think right now and during the pandemic too, musicians need it more than anything. They need the support. They need to know that people care about them, that their music reaches out to them, that their songs. We just need something positive. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very blessed to be working with such an amount of good people, because their music is all about helping. Renaissance Rock Orchestra Cat has a beautiful song that's been helping me get through the loss of my mom and my dad. It's called Song of Hope. And it is beautiful.
Song of Hope, you said?
Yes, I cry when I hear it because it's just magical.
Those are my favorite songs, the ones that make you.
They're like
that make you tear up, but in a good way, like
Yes, they're a Trans-Siberian without Christmas, but even Love Bone, Roy Costin is just his guitar playing. I get chills from him playing guitar. And his son is in a really cool band called Wicked. They're from Central New York, and they are amazing. So check out Wicked. His son Gunnar plays drums in the band.
That is so fun to see when you see that second generation coming up right along with the parent. It's a cool sight, man.
Definitely.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Has COVID done anything as far as any of the shows that you promoted or any of the gigs that maybe you tried? I know way back in the beginning of the pandemic, there was like a big benefit that I was getting ready to hold, and everything came crashing down. This is back when you weren't even allowed in a bar. The bars were closed.
Mhm.
Everything was closed. And did you find any downfalls from that?
Unfortunately, I prefer bands to the venues, to the theaters. I'm part of the missing puzzle.
Gotcha.
I contact the band with the information, and then they're the ones that contact the venue. So that's a lot of what I do besides promoting, supporting. Um, we had a band from Rhode Island that came. Oh my gosh, they're a 3-piece metal band, and they came last November, and things were okay with them. The nice thing about this band is they draw a big crowd, but the venue is small. And it's a bar, but it's also a restaurant where they have really good food and stuff. So they came in November last year, and it was okay. I don't live in fear. I'm not going to, stay home. However, like Skid Row, they came to Connecticut, and so many people I know went to see them. I think they had to reschedule because of Sebastian Bach, or one of the guys in the band, not feeling well. And sure enough, 2 of the people that went to see him, they came home and they got COVID.
Oh,
It's just it's such a it's so dicey. It's like
it is.
don't I?
Right. I'm not ready for it yet.
I don't blame you. I
Even
don't
though
blame
my
you at
daughter's
all.
27, I don't want to be around people that are coughing and sneezing all the time, because I work with kids that are doing it.
So you're protecting yourself and others. You're not.
Yeah.
It's not just yourself. You want to make sure everyone's
Right. And if I do go to a big show like that, I'm going to wear my mask, because that's
heck yeah.
when I go to the grocery store, I wear a mask. My daughter works in Marshall's. She's been doing it for 6 years. She wears a mask inside of work. I work with little kids. I have to wear a mask. Outside, no.
Yep.
But I'm doing it because I'm protecting myself and I'm protecting others. And
I love it.
Thank you.
Kudos to you, because
Thank you.
You could just be throwing responsibility out the door with everything you have going on right now.
No,
you're taking it seriously, because that takes a lot. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
So how many artists total, Christina, would you say that you promote?
My gosh. So many. Oh my gosh.
You've been waiting to say that. So many.
Oh my gosh. We got Renaissance. We got Roy Costa and Ronnie, Carlos Arroyo, Eronia, a Motley Crue tribute band from Milan, Italy called Motley Gang. They are blowing everyone away.
That's awesome.
They are killer.
That's
my
awesome.
gosh. The bass player, Joe Six, looks just like Nikki Six.
That's awesome.
Killer. My gosh. Wow. A band from London, believe it or not, they're called Shameful Behavior. They're a 3-piece metal band, rock band, and one, depending on where they play in London, they also have a female bass player. And she's really good. Her name is Satori. She's amazing. There's a band from Bolzano, Italy called Scanners. They're just like in your face metal. And then he's a guitarist virtuoso. His name is Russ Hewitt from Texas. He just did a new song with Nuno Betancourt from Extreme. Mm-hmm. It's Russ Hewitt, and his music just makes you feel so relaxed, so beautiful. He has an electronic acoustic guitar, and he did a song with an awesome orchestra. And one of the guys in the band plays the bongos. He was in
Lost. You muted yourself, Christina.
You're muted.
Is that better?
There you are. Yep.
We're good.
His name is Russ Hewitt. Check out his music. He's an electronic acoustic guitar. And his music is RussHewittMusic.com.
HewittMusic.com.
Well, you know what I'm going to ask you, Christina? I'm going to ask you a big, big favor.
Okay.
if you could list as many as you could think of on the Rock and Roll Union page, so our followers can
Okay.
go see a
Sure,
lot
we
of
can do that.
I'm running out of paper room over
check it
here.
out.
We can do that. Sure.
Cat's always taking notes.
I'm like note taking. People are like, "Why is your head down?" I'm like, "I'm taking notes."
Yeah. Even I forget how many.
And what is the next project up for you? Like, is there anything coming up shortly?
I would love to travel to Vegas and just surprise Greg. I would
That'd be awesome.
do that. I just, I mean, with the COVID, the airfare is so expensive right now.
So expensive. We
It's not
were.
like you could drive there either. The gas prices are astronomical.
The gas prices too. So I'm just gonna wait, maybe
Yeah.
till next summer, because
I don't blame you, because Vegas, they just opened, like they were like, okay, full Vegas again. Like it wasn't a slow,
right.
opening.
It was kind of weird to me because I work as a teacher for a living, and Monday they were like, "Oh well, we don't have any more mask mandate. Nobody has to wear masks anymore."
Was that
And it
this
was
Monday?
like I felt naked. I felt so weird. Like
Mhm.
the kids don't have. And now you can see what the kids look like.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Was that this past Monday that went
Yeah,
through?
that was this past Monday.
All right.
Yeah,
Like yesterday.
depending on where you lived. It was the governor was leaving up to each town. So the parents can give us the yes or no. And we have one parent that has twins that said yes. Another family, we're just waiting to hear from them. So we still wear the mask around the child.
So they're leaving it up to the parents.
Yes.
At where you are. Okay.
Yes.
Has that been difficult?
No. It's been okay.
It's because you see the kind of radical parents on TV that are just like
Yes.
freaking out and that.
Even in town, we have some of these people that have these signs outside their home that are saying, get rid of the mask or something like that for the school kids. And I'm thinking, well, kids are sick all the time when they're in school.
Yeah.
So any little thing that they can do to help out, I guess.
As far as your promotions are concerned,
Mhm.
what would you like to have accomplished by the end of the year?
Gosh.
That's a loaded question, Cece.
Yeah.
Come on.
Again,
Kind of a little tough one in there.
traveling to Las Vegas probably be the biggest one. Just surprise Greg, I guess, and just say, "Hey, I'm here.
Be like, hey, what's up?
What's up,
Just
man?
get off the train."
You." I guess traveling like that, maybe slowly.
Slowly. dipping
Yeah,
your-
or even we have a new beautiful amphitheater called the Hartfield Healthcare, and I would love to get some of the bands to go there and play, but it's not as easy as people think it is. It's a lot of work.
No, it's
a lot of work.
It's a lot of stress. Very. If I can get a record label for Renaissance Rock Orchestra, I mean, the curtain call is awesome. I love it. But maybe just trying to, I would say probably flying out to Las Vegas maybe and just surprising them.
I think that's a good goal. I
Yeah,
think that's fingers crossed, prayers that it gets there, because that would be
I'd
so
love it.
awesome for you.
Definitely. If I could win the lottery or something. And,
yeah, I'm right there with you.
yeah,
Go in on the Powerball together.
exactly.
With
Definitely.
Panda. we'll hire a nanny.
Definitely.
Man, I always said I'd like to open up a live music venue, but it's like it's so tough. Even when you see some of the national acts, the bigger acts, and the place is half empty. Like I went and saw Buck Cherry a couple weeks back.
Wow.
There must have been maybe 150 people there tops.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like,
so
you shocked me when you said that. I was like, for
shows
Buck
are
Cherry?
tough right now.
Wow.
And I a lot of smaller places, I mean, not smaller, but like the Trocadero can't even get filled right now in Philly, which is like our smaller, like the tickets are gone in 5 minutes once they're on sale, type venue.
Wow.
now it's like you can get tickets a day of. I mean, people are still like half and half on whether to go out and take the chance or just wait.
Right.
Wait it out.
Definitely.
But Christina, that just about does it for us. How can people get in contact with you or check out some of your brands and stuff that you're representing?
Okay, well, I'm starting up a business page in 3 or 4 weeks.
Hey.
That once that launches out, I will be inviting everybody. Kat, if you want to friend me, my name is Christina Avila.
I
My
got you.
background picture is my mom and my dad from their prom. My mom was 18, my dad was 21. It's a black and white picture.
Oh, I will.
And then the background is one of my artist logos that a friend of mine had done for me. I have a Twitter page. I have a LinkedIn. I have an Instagram.
I just got on Instagram, so I'll get you on Instagram.
Crazy Cuban 73. That's my Instagram page.
Gotcha.
My LinkedIn, I can't remember. I have a TikTok page too now. Yeah.
Confessional time. I have a TikTok page too.
Man. Pushing them TikTok. You guys on there doing like dances and stuff?
No. I watch.
That's about all I know about TikTok.
No,
I watch the craziness. I don't post anything. I just watch the craziness that happens.
I just support Renaissance, my buddy Roy, and another DJ named Kathleen who lives in Connecticut. My email address is ChristinaAvila41@gmail.com, or my other email address is crazycuban. Oh my gosh, crazycuban41@gmail.com, and then my Facebook page too. And eventually, I'm going to be working on a website. I don't have one right now, but eventually, I will.
Nice.
And yeah.
You're making some moves.
Thank you.
Last question for you, Christina. Are you open to accepting other bands? Are you? We just talked and you said you had a million of them, but are you looking to help anybody else out, or are you kind of full at the moment?
I'm kind of full at the moment.
I hear you.
I don't want to overwhelm myself. So.
Yeah, because I think you're doing so much background.
If
this starts to lift, you're just gonna rock it. So I can't imagine you could put any more on your plate. You probably could, but to keep yourself sane.
Exactly. Sometimes, believe it or not, there are days I take a break from promoting or doing Facebook or whatever. Great. Are you kidding me?
Avila.
Avila.
That's hysterical.
Avila.
I can't believe him. Of course.
That's awesome.
I love him too. He's just.
Aww.
I don't want to start crying.
And then
that's so awesome.
I'm going through a lot of the comments right now. Ronnie's going to be in Vegas this weekend. Ronnie Keel.
Nice. He's
so awesome.
I love Greg. He's like my long lost brother. Well, he could be my brother.
Thanks, Mom.
He's a hottie too. So, that's a lot.
I love it. Speak your mind. Do it.
What could be like the Zach Wild, Greg Allman too? Oh my god!
It's okay when you get a message from Beer Cat Hero. That's me. So don't be alarmed. You said foreigner, and so my cat fetches beer caps, and my name is Cat. So like we heard like Jukebox Hero. And somebody, Mike from a band, local band, was like, Beer Cat Hero. And I was like, that's a perfect name. I love it.
The band from Argentina, they just did a cover, Don't Stop Believing from Journey. And they sing in Spanish, but the lead singer has an Iron Maiden cover and he just did a Journey cover. I'm going to send you the link.
Yes,
I'm like
please.
blown away from this guy.
Oh, that's amazing.
I will say one of the best Axl Rose impersonators I've ever seen was of Asian descent.
Really?
Yes.
It's so amazing when you see some people that you are not expecting for the life.
The voice to
And
come
like
out.
there's a guy that his name's escaping me off the top of my head, but he's constantly posting things on the Rock and Roll Union page, and I swear he's from elsewhere. He's from the Philippines or from a place like that, and he's always posting videos of him playing his guitar. And
Wow.
I just love the Rock and Roll Union page for that. That's like my favorite part is to see people
awesome.
from all over the place just posting videos of them playing music. Like that's my favorite.
That's awesome.
It's a nice landing place to go where you want to find new stuff. You want to just
and
kind of see what's out
everybody's
there.
like everybody's kind. Like you don't have to worry about the ego. You don't have to worry about people putting you down.
Right.
So it's just widely accepted.
Agreed.
I'm going to be sending you a lot of stuff of the bands I'm working with, their links. I'm going to send you the pre-save link to follow Renaissance Rock Orchestra, and then March 10th, which is a Thursday. It's like I have this memorized in my head. They have this download that they're going to be sending everyone before then, and then Thursday, up until then, they're running this contest where you can get a T-shirt and a 3 CD bundle. They're working on their 4th album right now. Greg is also working on a Christmas CD. I can't give away a lot of details, but stay tuned.
And I got to tell you, some of they've had some amazing guest stars on these albums.
Yes.
Like big names on these albums. So guys, this is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
So many people have said to me, how did you land that gig? Because I was nervy and I asked if they needed a promoter.
Because you worked it. You did what you had to do.
Sometimes you just gotta ask.
Yeah, you just got to put yourself out there.
Definitely.
So, but Christina, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
And enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be talking, I'm sure we'll be talking very soon.
Definitely. And stay safe. We got that ice coming tomorrow. So just be careful out there.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you too. Guys. Thank you for supporting me too.
Always.
Thanks again. You take care.
Have a good night.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Thanks again.
All right, guys. So that was Christina Avila.
She's my hero. I want to be her.
Really cool person, man. Really cool person. And really got her played full. I've been kind of shuffling around to show you guys my shirt that I'm repping tonight.
Straight out of COVID.
Straight out of COVID. It's from my boy Brad Lee and Brad Lee Productions. Next Friday, I'm really excited because he's had Masquerade on the back burner now for a long time due to COVID. He's had so many reschedules, so many different things have come and gone. And he's announcing next Friday where it's going to be, who's involved with it. We had Jack Russell's Great White. We got Beasto Blanco. We got a lot of other big name artists that. And the best part for us is we have a press pass. So we'll be running some press back there, talking to a lot of these people. I'm really excited to see Beasto Blanco. That's who I really want to see, which is Calico Cooper, Alice Cooper's daughter, and it's her band. So
no way.
It's a kick like. You got to check them out, guys. Check out Beasto Blanco. They kind of remind you a little bit of early Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you've mentioned them before, but
I have just lost Kat. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. I don't know what happened.
You mentioned them before, but I didn't realize that was Alice Cooper's.
Yeah, and Chuck Garrett, who also plays guitar for Alice, he's in the band as well.
So cool.
So, yeah, it's a really cool band we're checking out. But really excited to see what Brad Lee does. Once again, I wanted to thank everybody for coming out Friday night. It was a long night, man. I left work, went straight there. I was there. I didn't get home until like 2:30 in the morning. So, but it was worth it, man. Slip of the Tongue and Paradise Rose both did phenomenal jobs. And we got a lot more coming up, guys. We'll be rocking out at McStew's the last Friday of every month. So make sure you guys come out. We also have a remade date for April 16th that'll see Jimi Hendrix tribute with the Prince tribute. That's a kick-ass show to go to. Yeah. But any final words, Kat?
No, I'm kind of like a little flabbergasted by this. The Satori and then Christina. It was just a lot of good positivity, and that's so needed right now with everything going on. COVID. I'm going to stay out of politics, but all of that, it was very nice and uplifting to just chop it up about good music, good bands, good people. So thank you.
Oh man, that is exactly what we're here for, guys. There's so much. My podcast, I used to kick off with there's enough craziness in the world out there. We're going to focus in on some rock and roll, and basically that's what we're doing, because let the world fall to shit. We're still going to be here rocking. We're still going to have all the music that you guys love. So we're really excited for that. So with that being said, guys, my final words are don't just leave it better. Much love, guys. We'll be talking to you on Friday, letting you guys know who is our upcoming guest. Believe me, the schedule's already up. So we'll be seeing you next week. Have a good week, guys.
Bye.